I didn't know. Nobody told me how to tie knots on a sailboat, how to bridge the gaps between language and language.
two, 1 2 1 2. Hey, 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 hey.
How fast can you switch HDMI cables? Ooh, I am connected. It says I'm connected, but it doesn't show. You've had this issue before? It's a project I made that I wanted to present. Ah, yeah, this works. And sound? Not yet. I have a mini jacker. This is as loud as I can. Yeah, thank you. A bit less. I think it's good. Yeah, you can do whatever.
I just stand here and then I go back to my corner.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. This is not this is not enough amplification.
One two, 1 2 1. I can hear myself. Yeah, this seems to work.
I'm not sure if we need it, but
There we go. Now we have amplification. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and welcome back. Some of you, it's nice to see new faces and familiar faces. Just a really brief introduction from me. We are a collective of live coders based in Rotterdam. We also have Timo from out of Rotterdam today. It's going to do a bit of a bigger introduction, or a deeper introduction about live coding, the live coding community in the Netherlands, and maybe in the world. But we have a pad online. We're using Creative Coding Utrecht server, RLCC, Rotterdam Live Coders Collective 05. So we're going to paste stuff here. We have a flock session somewhere here that you can also join. It has the code from the last session, so we maybe want to continue this, letting it grow and see how far we can go. There's a stream here. This is more for whoever's, hopefully somebody's watching this, or if you want to share it. And I think I'll keep it very short and give you Timo Hoogland.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Okay, hello. How long is this cable? Before I pull things from the... Yeah, no, it should be long enough, but I don't want to pull anybody's laptop from the table. I'll get rid of this so you can see my face better. This is going to be improvised. So I'll kind of live code this presentation, I guess. I have a project I wanted to present that I've worked on for the past... well, I actually kind of made it a year ago, and then I remade it this year a couple months ago. So there was a longer period that I didn't work on it. But also, Sebastian asked me if I wanted to talk a bit about the live coding scene in the Netherlands in general. So I guess I will do both, and then kind of briefly. And I was kind of curious also to know, because I see a lot of faces that I've never seen before, which is cool, but also some familiar faces, which is nice. And I'm not so sure how many of you... who does not even know what live coding means or what it is about? Or is anybody here has already been at a previous meetup or is engaged in live coding in some way? I guess no hands show up, so I guess that's it. Yeah, or give some answers. But in any case, so we have this nice meetup here in Rotterdam, but there have been live coding meetups across the Netherlands in the past. And wait, I'll put this back in here. Bam. So I can use my laptop also. Maybe I just give a kind of like a short history on the live coding scene of the Netherlands. And so we have a website called netherlandscodinglive.github.io. And I guess I'll use this immediately as some kind of ad or commercial. So if you go to this website, you can subscribe to the event calendar also, which is over here, in case you didn't know. And if you subscribe to this, you get all the events that we do that have something to do with live coding in your on your phone or on your calendar on your computer. So the Rotterdam events are in there, of course. At least we try to keep it up to date. And actually, it was somebody from the Rotterdam scene, I believe, who helped set this up. But is this person here or not? I guess not, otherwise. I forgot the name. Richard, I think. Yes, Richard was, but he was from Rotterdam, right? Yes, yeah, because all of a sudden somebody, which is the great thing about GitHub and sharing code, like the whole website of us is on GitHub. So if you have an event or you want to update something, then you can just adjust the website and send a pull request. If you don't know what GitHub is kind of like social media for code sharing, I guess. So you can follow people and see what people code and use their code. And so all of a sudden somebody sent this idea, hey, we should add the event calendar so you can actually put it in your phone instead of having to navigate to the website every time. So that's pretty cool. So we've been doing meetups, and I say we, but I came in also later than others that already were part of Netherlands Coding Live before. But I joined around 2018, I think. And I'm not so sure when the first meetup started. I think it was 2017, maybe. And so since then, we've been doing a bunch of different things. And so, for example, in 2018, there were already live coding events here in Worm also, which were organized by Joanna Chikau. And she is now not in the Netherlands anymore. I think she's based in London, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But the cool thing was that she was organizing these live coding events in Worm with a wide range of different live coding ideas. So not only making electronic music that is now a bit more well known for the live coding scene, like the Algo Rave scene, making dance music. But for example, a very cool project is the project called Code Clavier from Anne Feinberg and Felipe Ignacio Noriega, where Anne is actually coding with the piano, for example. So she plays the piano as if it's a keyboard on a computer, which allows her to type code on many different levels and layers. Maybe I should show videos of this, right? As I said, I'm improvising this very much. Let's see what my YouTube recommendations are. Anne Feinberg, Code Clavier. Ah, perfect. Yeah, this is the one I need. I had sound, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, I guess what you can see is she was typing some code, she sets up conditionals, and if she plays a certain pattern for a certain length of time, then some other code gets pasted in. And so she developed this whole environment together with Felipe around how you can use the piano to live code live performances. Because of course she doesn't type every letter, the whole piece throughout, because that's quite a lot of work. So they designed some system that looks for specific phrases that she is playing. And then if she plays a specific phrase on the piano, then that phrase translates to a whole block of code. More people coming in. Yeah, no problem. Welcome. Sorry? For live accessibility?
Like, in this way you could write code without seeing, without having the ability to see.
Ah, that's interesting. I'm not sure if they ever use it for that, or if they thought about that idea. I guess, I mean, if you're visually impaired, then maybe writing is easier with how's it called, a stenograph, I think. Like there's these keyboards that have braille on it, so you can type faster, like full words also. But this is a very interesting way, of course, if you know how to play piano, to also use it to write something. But I guess it takes lots of practice. I've worked together with Anne for one project, and like she puts a lot of effort into like what musical phrase results into what code, and then there's a lot of sheet music, like all these different things. You have to rehearse, you have to memorize them, otherwise you don't know what to play. So it's, yeah, I don't think it's easy for others to learn it easily. Like you have to like really spend hours, and you also have to be able to play the piano already. So it's maybe not so accessible in that sense, I guess. Yeah. So these meetups have been happening here for a while, but also in other places like Amsterdam and Utrecht. I'm not sure how many of you know of Creative Coding Utrecht, which is a foundation based in Utrecht, of course. And they organize lots of events around creative coding, so not specifically live coding only, also other forms of coding and creativity in the form of workshops, performances, you name it, meetups as well. So we've been, and then when I say we, I mean NLCL, so the live coding community. We've been also collaborating with parties like Creative Coding Utrecht to organize these types of events. So for example, we organized some concerts like this one that I still don't know how to pronounce, but I think it's Algoma 5, but I can't remember why they named it like this. Or it's Algomas or Algomas. And here they also combine different instruments with live coding, and also some hybrid designed instruments. For example, this is Rafaela. Rafaele, not with an A, but with an E. And she has been part of the live coding community for a while also, building this instrument called Knurl, which is a 3D printed hybrid cello, which is a very crazy project. Maybe we should have a video of that too, I think. Knurl, Rafaele. Maybe this is a perfect video. So she works with, or she has a studio in III, at least she had. I'm not sure if she still has that. III is the Instrument Inventors Initiative in The Hague, so it's close by. And that's a place where lots of artists are based that are building their own instruments or installations, work with hardware, also work with software, of course, to be able to program these things, and work with sound design, visuals, of course, as well. Yeah, maybe we can see a little bit of this video, or maybe we see a performance video. I think a performance video is nicer to hear a bit of the sound. And what is nice is also you can see she has been making so many different prototypes. Like this one is already different from this one, which had solar panels on the side. And then there's some other, one was with wood, laser cut, others were 3D printed from the top to the bottom, etc. Now I'm just clicking this. So the cello can sound on its own, of course, but also it has a microcomputer inside it, a Bella, which allows you to program with Super Collider sound design on it, or other. I think you can also program with pure data on it, depending on your preference. And so the cool thing is that all these strings are also capacitive sensors, so you can she can actually see which strings she is touching, and then you can use the strings to control stuff. And there's a bunch of different knobs and faders on the instrument as well to control the software and parameters. And yeah, it's a very cool project. Why is this stuck in this? There we go. Okay. How am I on time? I guess I'm still good. Yeah, I mean, there's a. I mean, I'm skipping over so many things, of course, so it's too difficult to show everything. Maybe a few nice things to mention is some of the algo raves we've been organizing, because that's kind of the moment. So who has never heard of the term algo rave? Cool. So the algo rave is kind of the club dance moment when live coding is being used, although some also like to make more experimental stuff. But at some point, it's a combination of algorithms and rave, of course. So the idea is that everything in an algo rave is live coded. And in many cases, it is kind of danceable. So it has at least some rhythmic elements to it. And of course, it depends on the artist in what kind of genre it goes. And some prefer techno and others go a bit more experimental. So we've hosted a couple algo raves in the Netherlands, or organized them. So for example, we had an algo rave when algo rave was 10 years old. So it was in 2022. And this was in Utrecht, in the former Pieter Baan Centrum, the old prison there. And yeah, the algo raves are nice moments to kind of invite everybody, of course, from the community. So you can see here, Sebastian is on the list, and Niki is on the list. Some other people that are here now? No, I don't think so, right? No. So this was also live streamed. So if you are interested, these are the pictures. But if you go to the events page, there I think, then I guess it should be here. We have a new website and the archive is still there, but I have to fix it. In any case.
We can put it on the pad later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there's a whole bunch of videos you can check out to listen to. And Maybe the last thing I want to note then, and if there's time, I would still like to present the project I was working on. I'm being annoyed by this browser because every time I go up to this bar, then this white thing gets stuck and it doesn't go away. See that? Apple. Okay. So was that last year? 2 years ago already, the ICLC in Utrecht. 1.5 years ago. I'm looking at Lina. You're like, don't ask me. This is my little bridge to the ICLC. So there's something called the ICLC, which is the International Conference on Live Coding. So, of course, we don't do live coding only in the Netherlands. It's a worldwide community, movement, scene. And so there's an international conference also. And in 2023, we did it in Utrecht. So we organized that not only as Netherlands Coding Live, because it is too much to just do it on our own. So we kind of organized this together with some other communities in Europe. For example, Top Lab Barcelona. Lina, who's over there, is from Top Lab Barcelona. And sorry. Also together with Ludmila, Arts and Science Laboratory, I think it's called, which is in Slovenia, in Ljubljana. And yeah, and ZKM, but they pulled out later, so that was a shame. And with Creative Coding Utrecht, of course. So this conference also had some very nice concerts and performances. And so the thing I wanted to go to was there's also an ICLC coming next year, in 2025 then. And that one will be held in Barcelona. There was, yeah, it doesn't say anywhere here that it's in Barcelona. Ah, there. There it says it's in Barcelona. From 28 to 31 May. So if you are looking for some nice place to go and also do some live coding around that period next year. Lina, do you want to say something about this? Do you want to come over here and talk in the mic? Oh, no. Yeah, so there's, yeah.
The deadline for performances, I think, is the 15th. Is soon. It's in 2 weeks or so.
It is soon.
If you want to participate also.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that right now. So there's an open call for performances and papers, and I think more things, maybe workshops and workshops. I see workshops, live performances, long and short papers. Yeah. So if you're interested in performing or joining the conference with any of these things, you can propose your or you can submit your proposal. And that will be peer reviewed. So the whole community, is it double blind or you don't know yet? Yeah. Double blind or single blind? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So in any case, a few people will look at your proposal and they will be rating it, and then based on that, you either will be selected or not, of course. So anyways, this is the ICLC. So this is the website also. Maybe I can put it in the pad. Oh, yeah, thank you. Very good idea. So that's the big live coding event that's coming up next year. Okay, so how long have I been talking, and do you grant me time to present my project?
I will time one
Okay, okay. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to take up all the space, of course. But if anybody is against it, hmm? Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Let's.
Briefly, 2 minutes, show Mercury, just to let people know what it's about. And, keep it very
Okay, yeah. So uh, I wanted to present a different project, but I like Mercury also, of course, because that's my other project. But okay, maybe I do a brief introduction about myself because everybody's like, who is this person talking the entire time? So my name is Timo, and I do live coding or audiovisual works. I'm also a drummer, as you can see from this one stick in the picture. And so I got into live coding by via my master's, which I did in the University of Arts in Utrecht, the HKU. And there I worked on a live coding language called Mercury. So Mercury is a live coding language like Tidal Cycles or Super Collider or Sonic Pi that you can use. It's open source. It runs in the browser. So if I would go to mercury.timohoogland.com and I click allow, and then we have to wait depending on the speed of the internet because that's to download some sounds. Then you can use the language. There it is. Very cool. So this is the code editor, and this language runs in the browser, so you can start coding directly from here. So if I would type new sample kick, and then I give it some time, then we have a kick, and I can make some other sample, and then I give some hi-hat, some rhythm, and I can make a snare drum, and I can put them all in a reverb. So this is the language that I have been working on for a long time now, which I give workshops with also, and you're happy, or I'm happy if you're willing to give it a try, and I'm happy to answer all the questions if you have any questions. So the website also has tutorials, so you can follow the tutorials to get started with how the code works. There's of course documentation, which also gives you a lot of help, hopefully. So yeah, if you're still getting started with live coding, or you're curious where to start, maybe try this one, or try it if you already do other things. That's also fine. But so I actually wanted to present a different project I worked on, which is this project on the left, which is called Abstraction. Because it's kind of a different thing that I've been working on that uses actually visuals and interaction through knobs. So I have a small version here. This is the bigger version. I can maybe show some pictures of the previous one. Yeah. So actually, so this installation was commissioned by the Coda Museum in Apeldoorn in the east of the Netherlands. And they had an exhibition about digital art, and they were also interested in presenting some projects that kind of give like an insight in how digital art works. So they asked me to make an installation, and this is the installation that I worked on. And the idea, the picture is a bit dark. Maybe I have a better picture a bit closer by. No, not really. But maybe it's clear to see. So you see here like this column, and then you see this one. So it's two boxes. And the idea is the installation is called Abstraction, because in computer science, every language is an abstraction of another language, and functions are built on other functions. And so there's many different levels and layers, and usually the combining the functions together or combining those abstractions together gives you a result that is greater than the sum of its parts, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to show with this installation. So there's two controllers basically, and you can see visuals on the left and the right side. And with the controller, the audience is able to live code, quote unquote, the visuals. So you see the code here, and you have some knobs, and with the knobs you can choose a function and you can change the numbers. So the idea was to make the coding part very accessible, so you don't have to type anything when you are visiting the exhibition. And then the nice thing was that both of these columns give you the option to code both sides. But then when you push this little button that's like over there, I think there's a better picture to show that, this one. This was kind of the Easter egg, so if you both push the button at the same time, then the visuals merge, and then the thing becomes even greater than it already was. So you don't see the split screen footage, but you see it combined. So that was the first version, but then it is not really portable. Wait, I should mention, so as part of the installation, I printed the source code in a booklet. So you were allowed to take that home. It is not a great read, but it could be nice. It's also a lot of work to copy paste it if you want to use it. But I mean, if you like the typing exercise, then of course, be my guest. But it is also on GitHub. So this is my GitHub account, tmhglnd. And so the whole installation is on this account. So if you're interested in how I made it, like technically, you can look in the source code and steal the code if you want. So that's how the project started. And then I wanted to present this project in more places. Where was the page there? But because these boxes are quite big and it needs a projection and everything, it's not super portable. So I wanted to design a version that is nice and easy to bring. So that's this one. So maybe just turn it on if you want to try it later. For the recording. So this is now a version. The original version already ran on a Raspberry Pi, but you don't really see it. But this one, so this is a Raspberry Pi, and it has a screen on the front now, so we can project the visuals on this little screen, which is nice. And then here's the controller that I designed for it. As you can see, this version is only single player, sadly. I want to make a multiplayer in the future, but I didn't have so much time before I had to present this at another exhibition. So the controller is wireless, which is nice. So you can connect this. Let me start this up. Actually, do you have another HDMI? I can also take this one out. Then we can see it on the screen. Hopefully. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Maybe it needs some time. Yeah, no, probably it needs to first start the Raspberry Pi and then it makes the connection with the HDMI and then we see it there. Hopefully. So what I used for the visuals, for live coding the visuals is Hydra, by the way. I think I didn't mention that yet. So Hydra is a live coding language that you can run in the browser too. It's made by Olivia Jack. Maybe you all already know about it because it's quite popular now. It doesn't seem to connect, but maybe I need to retry. Yeah, could be. Anyway, it's okay. I mean, I can also show it like this, and if you want to try it later, I can just leave it here on the table, and you can give it a try. So I'll just put it like this for now, and then it's a bit difficult to see. Wait, I'll just try this. Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
It's just that it's interesting, like live coding or hybridizing live coding practices with installation practices.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see this type of work within the broader live coding community and not really like a place? Like I know in Barcelona we didn't have the open call for installations anymore, and it hasn't been like a priority for the live coding, like the broader live coding community.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you see your like this work within the live coding?
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this work kind of stands outside of the live coding community in the sense that it's not really live coding anymore. Like the work is already there. The interaction is nice, but you cannot really call it live coding because you're not really coding anything. You're just twisting some buttons, right? And yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. If there would be an open call for an installation again at the ICLC, I probably would present it because I mean, it uses live coding software in the back end, I guess. To me, it was more an installation that introduces people to the idea of live coding, but it's not about giving you the feeling that you're actually a coder. It is generative art, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, if that answers the question, but I don't know. It's a good question.
Here was the first one that officially disappeared, the category.
Yeah,
So
true.
the category was in Madrid. Then, although it wasn't like it was awful, like the installation part wasn't really taken into account
Hmm.
either in Limerick.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know like.
Yeah, that's a good question. Also, I cannot really remember how the discussion went. Do you remember that, Lena, when we were talking about if we would include installations in the open call for the ICLC or not? Yeah. 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 And I think this at the ICLC we did was a kind of the same because like you know from the start you want the venues to present performances and you want the venue to present keynotes and paper presentations. But if you ask for installations then yeah you have to find some exhibition spaces also, or you have to find some other spot, or it comes down to you put the installation in the hallway somewhere in a venue but then you don't give the installation enough space to be the installation it has to be, right? And then it feels like when you are the artist presenting your installation and you're like somewhere in the corner of an event where everybody is over there, that also doesn't feel well, I think, or I wouldn't feel nice about that myself if I would be the person presenting. So that was one of the reasons.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
I think the live coding in general has to kind of like open more to other like not like traditional performance spaces. But it was just like a general discussion.
Oh,
Like, I don't
yeah,
mind
it's a
it.
good discussion. No, yeah. No, but it's. I think you are right that maybe. I guess you're also hinting on that, like live coding scene has become more like towards algorave scene and just like those types of venues, and less the more experimental venues or the more experimental performances. And this is also what I've seen with some of the live coders that were here like 5 years ago, and they didn't like to join the algorave performances, for example, because they don't feel like that is a venue that they want to present their music. Because not everybody wants to make electronic dance music, right? Or music that fits in that space. So yeah, I agree. It's very important to have also spaces to present other things like dance music, which is like Sebastian, when you organized the Electric Umbrella in Worm here, I think that was very great because it was like completely not algorave-y. So it was live coding with poetry and live coding with Raffaello on the cello. So those types of things. So yeah, completely different. By the way, that video is also online if you want to see it. Okay, I guess I'll just round my presentation off. So I'll just turn on this controller and I'll just leave this here. First I'll see if it still works, which is always nice to know. So yeah, so that seems to work. So for those who can see it now, if I twist the left knob, I can change the code directly. And with the right knob, I can change some parameters within that code. So it's kind of like, you can make a very big difference or you can make small variations in what is already there. Yeah, you're free to play around with it. And since it's wireless, you can also just, I don't know, have it in your hand. And I don't know how far it reaches, but I think it should reach outside also. But at some point you don't see anything yourself anymore, so it doesn't make sense to walk away. Okay, yeah. So if you're interested in how this is made, or if you're interested in like how do you make this hardware, or how do you run an installation on a Raspberry Pi, or things like that, how do you make sure that it starts up when you plug in the power? All that code that I made for this is all on GitHub and open, so you can all look at the website and use it if you like, or if you have questions, I'm also happy to answer those, of course. Okay, maybe there are some questions more now. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you.
Like presets of code, and then there's one value that you can.
Yeah. So the one value is connected to multiple parameters in the code, and then by twisting the one value, you basically adjust many things at the same time.
Do you map them differently, or do you map them differently?
Yeah, they have different mappings. Yeah, so it's not like they all go from 0 to 1 and then it's like a linear scale. No, some go like in a cosine wave, some go in a sine wave, and others go linear or up and down. So, yeah, I map them differently. So you can, like, if you fine tune it, you can find some different combinations for every part of where the pot meter is. Basically. Yeah. And then, yeah, I pre-coded a few of those, like, snippets, like, this is one scene, there's 5 scenes in total now. And there's not much you can change about that scene, like, the order of the code is fixed. So you only change the code with the parameters within the functions. That's how it works now, yeah. But maybe in the future, it becomes even more. Last thing, I still have some NLCS stickers also. So if you don't have a sticker yet and you like one, you can grab it. This is the last batch I have. So it's out. Okay. Now I'm done. Can I unplug, sir?
You can now. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do you think with the time? Shall we have a break or continue?
We can do one more, yeah, unless you have a long presentation.
I should run up to half an hour in the worst case scenario, but
What, does
should we ask
everyone
for
think
now?
ready for another one? Or?
Do we do another one?
Yeah,
Or you guys want to have like a 5-minute reflection period? We're gonna do another one. Cool. Next presentation is loading. Can I?
Here, go there.
Oh yeah. Shit. But I have this. Yeah, I'm in there.
Then let's keep that for Nikki.
Yeah, that
Here,
looks
yes.
a lot like it.
Maybe you can open the pad one more time so you can tell people about it again.
You have it on your machine, the pad?
Yeah.
Grab the cable.
Is this really loud?
No, take this one better because that one failed before. Yeah, it worked on your machine, but just in case, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Just wanted to quickly repeat that all the references and links will be
place in this pad, which you can access through the URL on top. And you can also maybe put some contact information on the bottom if you want to connect with other people.
Ja, ja, dus eigenlijk nu het idee van de mensen is deze aan deze versie.
I guess I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, should we? Should I be more like this?
Yes.
Are you
affectionately?
Oh,
But then I can make it easier for you that it is closer.
But it's sort of asking me fine.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks, Sam.
There we go.
Oh, up close and personal right now. Shit, I can hear myself. That's
Intimidating.
very. Thanks, Timo, I guess. Let's pick up from there. Hi, my name's Wouter. I make things for the internet, and I've been doing that for a while. I've been doing that since, I guess, the 90s by now, because I have Keanu Reeves genes or something, so I look younger than I am. So part of that making things for the internet for me has been creating things to help other people create things. Like in the past, we built these things called content management systems. You may have heard of them. They it's not as cool anymore to build them yourself because there's just a ton of stuff out there that does that. Like I like WordPress for a thing to use, and we'll get into that a little later. And those systems help you build things in terms of having these pages with text on them, like little newspapers, I guess. Raise your hand if you've never heard this term CMS before. Ah, cool. I think he's lying. I've gave him access to a CMS once. Alex, you have access to the V2 CMS, don't you? Oh yeah, that works. That works. That's cool. Any other show of hands? Sorry. Okay. No, then you know a content management system, I guess. You type things into it, and then if you press publish, it's out there, I guess. That's sort of the short of it. And these tools generally help you do text and maybe some images. You could say YouTube's like a video CMS, maybe. I don't know. So I've been doing that for a while. I also do some stuff with like the event scene, like do some stuff with bands, and I do, I guess they call it video jockeying. So I have a little company. It's called the Design Party Program, and I'm going to quickly run through this to see if I can just do that at triple speed, right? Yeah, we can do that. Just double speed, I guess. Can I be on there? Oh, okay. Did you? Oh, well. All right. I think I lost my mic though. Yeah. Oh. Shit. I was just getting comfortable and I'm back on listening to my own voice again. So like I was mentioning, I've been building things for the internet for a while. I have my own little one-person company thing called the Design Party Program because I design things. I do that in parties, like RPG style with a party, people together. Or an event where you dance and do things. And then we have a program, or at least a list of things to do, or do coding, I guess. people to become interested into technology and doing more with that is something I'm really into. So I have started a few years ago to explore this 3D space to see how you can work with using all this consumer targeted scanning technology. Like if you buy a Pro iPhone or a Pro iPad, you get this LiDAR sensor that you can use to capture things with. Has anybody heard of this? Show of hands. Do you know Polycam or 3D scanning? Yeah, there's some people here. There's some people there. Oh, that's a good crowd. Nice. So I've been building this thing that I've called preliminarily WordVerse XR. It's a not metaverse plugin for your WordPress, I guess, and it allows you to put your 3D scan things somewhere. So here's a little picture of one of the first pilot projects I did. This is actually an exhibition by the artist Mette Sterre from the Netherlands, where she was doing research into the themes of, her work is generally called body masks. She obfuscates the human form through all these suits that she makes, and she's going to hate me now because suits is not a word I should use. It's body masks all around. Anyway, so this is a way to sort of redocument an exhibition and then showing it. But then you just have this 3D thing, and you can walk through it. And has anybody who's into this XR metaverse stuff ever heard of the term sculpture garden? Okay, well, then I'm going to get into that for a little bit. So if you throw... Okay, I'm going to be a little bit disrespectful as a designing techie kind of person. So any artist wants to have some beef with me, see me after this, and you can hate me all you want, and I'll apologize as well. So if you give people enough time to conceptualize forever, you might have ran into this. I've ran into this in my own design projects to put the onus on me to explain this problem. Give me budget, give me ideas, and give me a goal to make something in a virtual world. And I'll talk a lot, like I'm doing right now. I'll write a lot, I'll read a lot, and then by the end, oh shit, we have 1 week to actually build a 3D thing. And then we built the 3D thing, and then it's this nice 3D thing you put on the 3D glasses, and you can walk through the 3D thing, but it's not interactive, it's not generative, it's nothing. It's just a sculpture garden, and you can walk through that. So that sculpture garden thing in the XR creation space is a little bit about, yeah, great, we have another sculpture garden. Somebody put a 3D model in a 3D headset. Cool, but we've seen that. Yeah, but it's really conceptual because you have to walk in a certain way. And no, just don't do it. But these things happen. You run out of budget, and you still wanted to do all these cool tech stuff things, and then you didn't really anticipate on how hard coding can be. What I liked about Timo's presentation is that, yeah, why aren't more people into coding? It's super powerful. It's like the new thing that's been the new thing for 20 years and still so mysterious to people. You code? Oh, that must be hard. But I don't think so. I just write HTML and JavaScript. I'm like so not a coder compared to C++ people who have to do their own garbage collection, stuff like that. Like Timo also mentioned, coding and code is just abstraction on abstraction. But there's this aura of mystery and skill about it. What I want to do is give people the insights and tools to not have to code and still create things. So this XR space, it's very dominated by the Facebooks, the Steams, the big companies doing all these things, the Google Cardboards, and then you either buy into Unreal Engine or Unity to build these things. So this WordPress plugin thing I'm doing is sort of because there is competitive open tooling, but then you have to run into, but you do need to know how to code again. So you run into this huge curve of a wall to actually learn how to do what I use is 3JS, but there's other flavors like Babylon.js or A-Frame, all this stuff. This project for me is about making people who don't code have a cool creation experience, and maybe they'll push through and start coding as well. Enough about well, not enough about this because I'm gonna get back to this and do some live coding with it. But I wanted to quickly get into another thing I do, which is VJing for bands. Like about what is it? Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah, because this is noise, live noise. Of course. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I started VJing at this art progressive house party where I was a camera person. I used to record punk bands, whatever. And they asked me, "Can you record our dancey house art fest thing?" Yeah, sure. And then there was this guy who was what they called a VJ in 2001, and he said, "Look, can you please give me your video live, and then I'll put it in the mix." And I had no idea what he meant. So we did that, and I started emulating what he did, and then at some point he ran away, and I had an MX-50. Anybody know what an MX-50 is, actually? Oh, yeah, hardcore. Nobody else. Oh, fuck, I'm so old. An MX-50 is a really nice video mixer from the end of the 90s, I guess. So my age is showing. I'm going to continue. And then at some point, I had that machine. I had a MIDI controller, and I could push some buttons and do some things. But I was never really a dance head. I was more of a metal kind of kid. So I thought, what can I do with this? So I approached one of my friends who was at the Conservatorium of Amsterdam, and I was doing the pop course there. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not sure in English. Pop music course, and yeah, they had a death metal band, and they had to do a presentation in Paradiso, and can I do something with that? So this is what we did. We sampled some stuff, we put it together, and we had this this little sample fest of VJing. It's gonna be code at some point, I swear. This is all just analog VJing, mixing some stuff together, and then putting that to this really aggressive music that they play at 220 beats per minute, I guess. But metal is really hard to do audio generative stuff with because it's noisy. All the channels are mixed up. There's no signal pulse. They're just a band making analog noise. So, yeah. I did more VJ stuff. You can Google, I guess, where is it? I should have sorted these screens right. This is sort of my post-mortem VJ stuff. I don't do that much anymore. I like going to bed early now, or I don't know. It's after Corona, I really never picked it up again. But I still work with these bands, and I still make things for them. But it's hard doing all this editing by hand and making all this stuff set to noisy analog stuff. So I've come back to, yeah, let's just code this stuff because I can do coding for CMSs. I do coding for websites. There's this V2 website I maintain. So can I do visuals combined with this 3D thing I'm working on for this band because budget is short in the metal world. There's no money to be made. I toured with some major things at some point. If anybody's into rough guitar music, do you know Suffocation or Cattle Decapitation? Raise your hand. Yay, there's 2 people. You're just supporting me. I appreciate that. But that's sort of what I mean. Those are big names in that niche, but, you know, there's no money in that. It's hard work. There's no compensation. There's just, can we sell shirts so we can buy gas? Cool. Thanks, man. And that was the big people on tour. We had to actually pay to be on that tour. So I'm not going to cut those videos by hand anymore, but I'm going to take their themology and generate some stuff. And as we have a show in 3 weeks, I guess I have to start now. And you guys are here to witness me do that. So here's a little 3D scene I set up in my Wordverse platform. And this is, this is just a bunch of stuff I grabbed from the Sketchfab, which is a 3D sharing platform, which has a commercial signature, but there's also free Creative Commons stuff on there. So I have some nice, I guess these are from a Hindu temple, and these are from some German cemetery. I was a metal kid, right? So I warned you. So what I did is I wrote a little different version of this player where all the skins in the system are replaced by Hydra. Hydra was mentioned by Timo already, and yeah, it's a really cool tool to do some coding with. I mentioned that I'm just a lazy person who just does JavaScript, and that really fits my needs, because Hydra is fully JavaScript driven. And I'm here because I sort of fucked up last time by I wanted to do this live coding thing with Hydra, and then I forgot that TypeScript and Hydra aren't fully ready yet together, so I had to do some prep. But now this is real, I guess. So here we have Hydra on a 3D model. The funny thing about 3D models is all this UV patterning that's on a model sort of disrupts sometimes how things are ordered. Generally, you have this really mishmash of photo data that's then mapped onto the model. But it also leads to this really cool glitchy shit that I like. So yeah, this is just a random scene that I used to test my platform with. But that band that I do things for called Carcery, they're actually putting out an EP in 3 weeks, and it's called Crimes Against Humanity. It references this guy called Leopold from Belgium. He was actually not the original OG, he was the second Leopold, and he was king of Belgium at some point. What his claim to infamy is that he bought a country and then turned that country into a gigantic production system for rubber, of all things, and set up this horribly demented system of punishment if the inhabitants of that country wouldn't produce enough rubber. I'm going to refrain from showing the horrible stuff that happened there. I am just going to mention this guy. You can Google it yourself. It's not pretty, and it's completely out of scope for us as white Western people. We don't really know about this because we don't teach each other that. And I am one to talk. I'm Dutch, and Suriname is basically the same story. Anyway, back to making visuals. So here I have a little bit of code that actually generates that scene that we have there. And here is the little Hydra bit. So here is where we do the Hydra pattern. And I am semi-proficient. I haven't actually done a lot with Hydra. I've just been playing around with it. But let's play around some more. I've got an image of that guy that I just mentioned. Maybe I should show the image as a reference. Let's see. Because King Leopold II of the Kingdom of Belgium is not appreciated as much as he used to be because of all these things that he did. They started defacing and abandoning his imagery. This is in Ghent, the coolest art city in Belgium, if you would ask me. But nobody's asking. This statue has been removed, and to make sure that there was a statement made on why this was happening, there was this defacing ritual where they threw paint and cements at this thing. So it sort of mutilated him, it sort of maimed him. And this is a really cool image. I think this is a really great way to deal with these themes of colonialism, to sort of make a statement that we don't agree with that anymore and maybe take responsibility in some way, and also involve people affected by those choices in the past. So we're taking this image and we're going to try and project it on this 3D model of Leopold II in Brussels, because this is a 3D scan of that model. I'm going to quickly see how am I on time. I'm going to try and get this image in. I have the link right here. I have some code from the nice Hydra help book. I think it was mentioned already that this was not... Hydra is made by Olivia Jack. She's awesome. You should check out her other work, and you should check out Hydra, because I haven't had as much fun creating video things before. I guess I like Touch Designer a little bit because I liked Quartz Composer a lot. But Hydra I'm not really big on visual coding, and Hydra is just pure text, and it's amazing for me. But I really urge you to try it out yourself and maybe do something with that. So now we're putting this image in. Maybe I should show the terminal that's in here so we can see that it compiles a little. So here it probably did some stuff. Yeah, it's compiled now. So I might want to refresh this because apparently the image is not in there. Yeah, I feel pretty 0% right now. And I'm also having a little deja vu of last time when I thought everything was going to be fine. Bear with me. Oh, this is not good. This is live coding indeed, because I thought I was using Hydra, but apparently this is not a function, but it does say so in the Hydra book, so that's already very interesting. Thinking, processing. This might be because I use a packaged version of Hydra from the NPM repositories. Any JavaScript nerds in here? Raise your hand. Yeah, I might have. No, it's not. No, I'm not seeing a white space there. But it could have been. I wish it was.
Because you're loading the image, but you are not playing the image.
Ah, good point.
So it has to be source. Instead of oscillator, it has to be just erase all of that.
Yeah, let's just take this out.
And then it's source, SRC. And then...
Yeah, but it should be a new line, right?
Let's see.
Because I don't know how you are applying Hydra. Do you need the S0 that you will need in Hydra too?
Oh no, like in using it as a.
Why don't you try S0 dot init image?
What? S0 dot init image?
Yeah, after Hydra. S.
Oh yeah, doing it like that. I thought maybe. Oh shit. Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, and you still need to show what she was saying. You still need to show at some point source. Maybe you can add it.
Oh yeah, but what I'm hitting is that this is not an image, and that's the part that's sort of freaking me out.
But you didn't have the S0 before, but now you compile it and you still get the same error.
Yeah, and that's what worries me so badly. Because, wait, I'm going to quickly copy this line and do some Ctrl Z's in there. And then we're going to move on a little. Because right now, I hope we're getting... Oh, maybe I should have refreshed, because when it breaks, the refresh also breaks. Okay. Can I get a little drum roll? No? Shit.
What was the Hydra documentation? Where's the help?
Oh, here's the help file. This is the actual Hydra book on the left.
Yeah, where is it? Oh, sorry.
That's okay. There's like, yeah. We didn't optimize the space for the presentation, I guess. I'm sorry for that. No, but I have it out here, so I can actually see if the Hydra renders.
So that works. Yeah.
So this works, but then adding the init. So instead of the using it as a contributing library, you sort of say, hey, you import the Hydra stuff, and then you wait. Where do we? For all the other node-oriented React nerds.
Because if you see in the example, it's an oscillator and it has a modulate function with the source S0.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Thanks. So, but like what I'm running into is that I don't even get to that point because I'm trying to tell Hydra use the init image function. And then the thing says, no, there is no init image. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The error was Hydra.initImage was not a function, but Hydra.so.init
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we didn't try that. So let's do that. Yeah, cool.
But
so
not continue with .oc, that should be the end of the line.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. That is definitely. So let's see if I just can get the.
Init image
Actually-
is a parameter of S0.
You cannot just output it like that.
Also not .out, just
No,
end
you need
of
to
the
say
line.
source src. No, src.
Wait.
Remove the oscillator.
Yeah?
Just check if the image goes out.
Yeah, that's
SRC.
what I was trying to do.
This is also
Yeah.
Sort of to see if it
SRC is
doesn't.
0.
Oh, I want to see if it now dies because the init image isn't there, and it is now there. So we're one step. We're streets ahead.
Go back. Source src.
You have to start a new line now. Where your cursor is, enter. Enter. Exactly. And now
What?
you start with the source.
What?
src.
It shouldn't be connected.
Open and close brackets. Yeah, and inside the brackets, your what did you load? 0 is 0.
Yeah.
Source is 0. Dot out.
Okay, and then I need to add a hijack because else
Yeah,
the JavaScript
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
what the fuck is this guy on about? And should I
Theory.
quote this? Maybe? I don't know why it's complaining about it. Yeah, but it now thinks it's not a variable. But let's see. Yeah, it's okay. It's not failing. It's not failing? Hey. Well, this is already better than the last round, you know?
Yes, I see the image.
Cool. There's the image. I don't know why it's not on our object, but I also didn't prepare this object in any way, because that would be cheating. So now we're going to put our little king guy in there, our little abusive king guy. Thanks for the help, guys, because I'm way too nervous to debug. So, king guy. Let's see. Can we put the blood and guts on the blood and guts guy? I should have had more banter prepared for these loading moments. Do you guys know the one about the king who bought a country? It wasn't pretty. So one thing I'm afraid of is that this model just uses a bunch of pixels to color itself. So if we're now accidentally on this little pixel here, everything's as white as I am. So can we maybe scroll this image up and down a little?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. And then we do up and down. Do I go? How many parameters does this take? Just one?
Take 2, I think. You know?
Yeah, I think one is the static movement.
Yeah.
Offset.
Yeah.
One is the offset, and the other one is the speed.
Yeah. So let's see if that did anything. I lost the model now, so that's interesting already. Guess
Like your loading sign stacks at 0 and then it's just there.
Yeah.
You don't see like ramping up, it's just 0.
Okay.
Oh, and it's done.
You wanna gonna get some real nerd shit? That loading sign stays at 0 because scrolling indeed.
Guts.
But where's the 3D model now? Guess this is getting more mysterious than I anticipated, which is good. But of course we have what? Oh. Oh, hey, I'm happy. Thanks, guys. So what I had envisioned is that we try and get this face guy on that face guy, and that would be distorted and really mutilated. But you know, a little house party with lasers is good too. I think I'm gonna skip out here. Leave it to the pros.
Question.
Oh no, go.
How are you working with the UV mapping for the 3D object? Like, are you coding the UV mapping, and that's how you can rescale the Hydra code, or?
I'm so happy with this question. Let's do a little code review. So, have you heard of 3JS?
Yeah.
Have you heard of React?
No, React, no.
Have you heard of 3Fiber? So 3JS, of course, is the WebGL abstraction library that you can then use at least the same JavaScript for all your stupid browsers that don't implement the same standards. There's a little hiatus that the World Web Consortium hasn't necessarily updated their proposals for WebGL in a long time. There's a big discussion there. I'll save it. So 3JS helps you. It's like jQuery, but for 3D web. And then React is a thing built by some company by this guy called Mark. But the React part is open source. It was built for Facebook to be fast and performy. But they open sourced it so they could get something back from the community they took so much from. And I can take that and build things with. React is basically a very good state manager for JavaScript. It allows you to have these one-page things that behave like web pages. And then, no, you've seen Facebook before, right? Or am I old again? Don't people go there anymore? I don't know. So React 3 Fiber is a thing that's built with React on top of 3JS, so you can have better state management and faster event management than your regular JavaScripts. Why am I telling you all this? Because Mark gave me some money. No, that's not why. I like that it helps you separate your concerns, have like what some people call enterprise-style coding, but I like saying it. You can split a lot of code up, have certain components do certain things, and then inherit things, extend things, have nice things, have nice programming language things. So here we see the component that actually builds a VR model with a Hydra skin in that WordVerse thing I'm building. It takes some things as arguments, a UID, a name for the thing, a actual model. And then it loads all that stuff. Let's skip over that. That's not interesting in regards to your question about the UV maps, because I remembered. I'm still here. So here we actually create that Hydra canvas somewhere off screen. I put it on screen so we can see it now, but it has to be there in order for 3JS to actually grab that canvas live. So it has to render somewhere. And we do it off screen so you don't see it, but it's still there. And, well, here we do the little Hydra bit. And then here, a little bit more down, where are we? Here we are. This is actually where the Hydra material gets created, because here we say, hey, I want that model. Wait, where is it? Hydra material. Okay, I'm going to quickly round up. But you didn't hear that. I'm just answering this question. So, what I actually do is I tell the, here I create a primitive, which is an expression of having a 3D model without its stuff, or reassigning stuff into a new 3D model stuff without saying it's a 3D. It's complicated. Basically, what I'm telling here is, hey, I want to have this Hydra material skinned object, and I want to pass you this object. You need skin with that Hydra mat thing we built earlier, and then make that the material around this whole thing. But this is a little bit misleading, because this isn't actually a material. It's just a function that will give you an object with a material wrapped around it, and it takes as an argument a model and the material. And the material is that, is that Hydra material we created by grabbing the canvas. But Wouter, we already have materials on our nice skinned UV mapped object. What the hell are you doing? Right now I'm not being smart with this. I'm just saying, hey, I have a model. It has a UV map. Just loop through it. This is actually what happens here. If this function gets a Hydra material, well, it's not even testing that. It just takes a mesh form material, actually. And then the Hydra material is just a way to keep my scattery brain focused on that. That's what we're doing. So if it gets a special material to put on this scene, which is another reference for a model, it's complicated. Skip over it. Here, this is interesting. It looks at the scene, and if that scene has children, and those children have a length, i.e. are not 0, it will start looping through them. And it will start at the first child and traverse them. This doesn't always work right now, because sometimes you have more children in your root scene, but it's fairly standard for 3D software right now to say, look, I'm just creating the scene, and the first thing is the thing that groups all the other things. So in 80% of the things, this is quite covering, but you could actually do an each here or a map to actually loop through all the children. I found it tedious and a little bit counterproductive to do it that way, but I still need to test more. Here we use a function from 3JS objects, super object, and that is traverse, walk through all the things in here, and then run this on it. So what I do is, hey, run through this, and if you find an object, and that object is a mesh, so right now I'm not covering point clouds, sorry for the PLI-oriented people. You should replace the material with the Hydra material you just got. So I'm just hardcore overriding its current material, and that's why this one is a wacky 80s disco thing. But if we would refresh this, which now will also run that code that we just wrote together, it will do a different thing, because those grave statues actually had more complex UV mapping with nice glitchy strings in them. Or strands, I guess. Strings is confusing right now.
Language for video graphing of 3D objects.
Mm-hmm.
So I know where you're talking with the children. I did a lot of ifs just to the different materials that I have. But yeah, the way that I do it is that my 3D objects, I modify the UV mapping to have more control in Blender.
Yeah, I should have done that. I wanted to go in cold to see how far I could stretch this, because part of the research for the WordVerse platform is very geared towards seeing what you can do if you can't do that. So, yeah, this is a lot more fun, obviously, than the other one that is just one pixel stretched around the whole thing. So here you actually see that the skins have multiple dimensions, and that our little bouncy thing does crazy shit. Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
To elaborate a little bit more, because you've done things before, and then I'm cutting this off. I see Nikki going, is it the time?
Maybe we can continue questions in the break, otherwise you run out of time maybe.
Yeah, that is also a good point. I just wanted to say that this is very esoteric, as somebody has mentioned before. You can actually do this without the WordVerse thing. P5 supports this. There's also that other combination of P5 in the browser that then combines. P5 Live, thank you. It was so easy, and I got it wrong anyway. Thank you, I'm out.
How long should we do the break? 10 minutes? 10, 15 minutes break, good? Yeah? Yeah, grab a
10 minutes,
break,
10
go
minutes.
to the toilet, and see you back for a little workshop action after the break.
Oh.
Micro workshop. Test 1, 2. I guess, yeah. Does this work? Yeah. Yeah, but also shouldn't be on the screen. One, two, test. Yeah, sure. All right, break's over. Yeah. I'm not using it.
Yeah, but what if they do get it?
All right, does it work? Yeah. If everyone wants to come back inside, we can start again. All right, welcome back. Hope everyone got a drink. So I thought it's time to do something maybe more interactive now. So maybe if anyone has brought their laptop, this is your time to whip it out. Maybe you can play along. Gonna do some live coding, I guess, and show some things. So if you like, you can play along. Otherwise, we'll paste everything in this notepad as well, so you can see it in the end as well. So let's see. Here in the references, we already put the where to start live coding. So if anyone seeing the presentation is interested in live coding, there are so many awesome live coding environments that you can use. There is this GitHub page with, I think, like practically all of them, maybe not all of them, but like music, visuals, a lot of them. But one of the things I became very interested in actually is live coding without live coding environments and just using the browser console. Still something I'm exploring, but I think it's so fun because you can use it in any website. I showed a bit of it before already of an artwork I did. But now I just wanted to just do some steps into this and see what can be done. So I saved some code because I'm not traditionally a coder. I'm more of an artist designer, I would say, but I think code is a really great way to visualize stuff, make easy like concepts, things like that, and just really cool stuff. And here so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the browser console. Maybe a lot of people already know it. Inspecting the elements here. Let's see if I can make it a bit bigger. Yeah, so probably already everyone knows you can just take some stuff here and change it. So just use this to select something here and you can just change the text. And it will change. Oh, oops. Yeah. Wrong one. Live coding, yay. and it will change in the website. And that's nothing new really. But something that I only found out recently is that there is many ways to manipulate the website as well. For now, I'm just going to copy paste because I'm really lazy, but there's lots of ways to do this. Just going to pull out the console here. So in websites, for people who don't know, there is usually some HTML, CSS to put a nice design on top, choose a font, some colors, and then you also have JavaScript to make it more interactive. And that in combination with CSS is what we can use to kind of inject code into the website that we have open. So now it's not super interesting, maybe Google, but I think it's a fun page to start out with, and then maybe go to some more complicated pages as well, see what we can do. So what I did now is I have here some code. And in this code, we are selecting a part of the code that's already in the website. So here, if I go, let me find a way to maybe split this up so I can see the HTML at the same time. I don't know how to maybe drag this. Oh, no. Does anyone know if there is a way to open a console in the other tab? This one? I found something already, actually. I think this will work. Okay, so what we see on the top left is essentially like the code that makes up the website, the HTML. And I'm gonna make this smaller again so we can actually see the website as well. Put it to the side here. And let's just say here is already some kind of, I guess you can call them functions, I don't know. I leave that to the coders here, but yeah, that can just like, for example, Hydra also change the look of a website. For now, I'll get the sepia filter, sepia, I don't know. And by adding this in the console, it adds this to the website, overrides the things, uses this already pre-existing function, I guess, to change the website. And in this way, we can add loads of different effects and filters and stuff. And we can also target different parts of the website. So we can, for example, only choose to access the images or the text or the paragraphs, maybe just the titles. So yeah, I wanted to just show some various things because I didn't see anything like this before, and I think it's really exciting to be able to do these things just with any website, and you don't even need to open anything, download anything. This is just your browser already. Let's see. So anyone has a suggestion what websites we can try this on? Reddit, okay, let's see. Okay, so we have Reddit now. Let's try to add some things. Yeah, let's queue some things. So, let's do Y 30 degrees. So that's not doing anything actually. So it really depends. It's not the body. Okay. I'm gonna find another one. Oh yeah, here's a little explanation of actually how you can select different parts of your code. So if we have, let's see, yeah, if you want to select something by class name, like this one, and make the background color yellow, of all the what do you call them, that have highlight as their class name. So right now, probably nothing in this page has this name, but we could manually add this class to some parts of the website. It's a bit small, so it's hard to see. I want to try some, yeah, let's just see if we can add the yellow background. So, let me, I don't know, this is just random stuff. I don't want to open it, I just want to select it. Let's see. Oh, this is still Google, let me. Okay. So here we can select. So right now here is the current class. I will just remove the class it already has because it doesn't really matter to me. So I think it was highlights that I had, yeah. So now nothing happens yet because I didn't change anything in the highlight class yet. Huh. Anyone know why it's not working on this one? Maybe it's the dark mode. I don't know. Wait. Highlights for every. Okay, so maybe this website used some other structure. I'm sorry, I cannot find it with people staring at me. That's a bit makes me a bit nervous. But let's just continue to some other ones because last time I did some really fun ones. Let's just use the. Yeah, let's see. I used the V2 website before. It worked pretty well with some of these. So I'm just gonna add some, and then we have to inspect. So, for example, we can have the images move around a bit. If you look here, this animation is done by just some keyframes in CSS, and just puts that on all the images. I will share all these in the end. And then you can also rotate the U. Maybe instead of 90, we do 190. Different colors already. Let's see, what else did I save? I mean, there's way more than just this. This is just some that I saved. You can invert everything. I thought I also had one with the background. Ah, yeah. Oops. Yeah, this one uses an image as the background, so that's why if we change the background in the code, it will not really show. But maybe if I delete the background, it will show. Let's see if we can target it. I think like this, you can also make visuals for music and stuff. Is also just a really fun way to explore how websites work. I mean, you made part of this website, so I guess yeah.
Background is an image. It's just
yeah. Oh, nice. Maybe we can find it then if we search for gradient here. Yeah. If we delete it, we still cannot see the coral color, but oh, maybe it's inverted, so that's why it's probably not coral right now. Let's try that again, but make it red. Okay, it doesn't change the color anyway. In for example, Google, it's whoops. Oh yeah, this is the skew. I actually targeted the wrong console window, so that's why Google is skewed now. So let's see if this. Let's see where it's Reddit, Google, yeah. So in Google we can change the background, makes it a bit easier for us. What else? Oh, there was this really fun one. Let me see if I can find it. Let's just add this one as well. You can see all the links moving a bit as well. And still, the website is completely functional. We can do everything we would usually be able to do. It's just once we reload the website, all our changes will be gone. But there is some add-ons to save these injections of changes. I've used, I think it's called Temper Monkey before. You can preload some codes and then just do these modifications in really short functions. So you can, for example, make a really complicated thing where the whole website's moved from left to right. And you can just trigger it by just running that function. So this is just some basic exploration and can go as deep as you like to. So then today I was also experimenting a bit and realized by the use of the great ChatGPT that wrote me some code that you can also use the audio to make it reactive in the website while you're using it. So I had it write this code because if I would do it, it would take me like 3 days, and I just wanted to try it out. And can you also access the Notion file of the codes? Yeah, well, I didn't share it yet, but I will add it to the pet thing later. Yeah. So, oh, I had to allow this. This is still the thing here. So I think I need to reload the page. My changes will be gone, but I can copy the code again because I needed to accept that it can access my microphone as well. Nothing yet. Test. Okay, I had this really nice page open before that. Let me double check. Earlier this evening it was working, but I guess that's how it goes. Classic. So let's go back to this one at the audio-reactive code. That is one that blurs the background color based on the sound. Let's see. I think my microphone is just not catching anything. It's because... Okay, reload it one more try, otherwise just give up for today on this one. I will make sure it works when I share it later. Don't worry. Let's see. This one, right? Or let's see if I this not. It's in. I'm in the Google one again. I'm messing up. That explains. Yeah. Okay. But Google, I don't think. Is this an image? Yeah, it is an image. So it would blur it if I add this one. Yeah. This happens. Okay. So it's still Google. Yeah, now you can see the Google. I don't know if you can really properly see it. Yeah. It works. So this way, I mean, there's, let's see, the text size. Test. This is probably because it's links, but... Yeah, now we have the background color as well. So this is looking more like Hydra already, huh? Nice. There's probably some ways to... Oh yeah, it does... I don't know. I'm not sure what... I use some different things for frequencies. But like I said, this audio reactive things was done really last minute with the help of our... AI coding legends, not written by me, but I will definitely clean this up and put some real code in there at some point and explore this further. I'm sure there are some really cool web developers around here. I actually know there are. So I just want to be the person who shows some possibilities so you can do the real cool stuff with it. And please show me what you make because I think this is really fun when you're bored, especially, or just want to do some random thing. I've seen people use Wikipedia to make some really cool visuals at live coding events as well, and that's always fun. But yeah, this shows it's not, you can not just only change the things, but also add things to it. Yeah. No, not yet. It's because right now I'm copying things, and I feel like if I really want to do this live, I want to be more well versed in the writing of it myself, because I do write some websites, code and stuff, but usually it takes a long time in a live coding setting. I did do this in a performance, which was not necessarily live coding, where I triggered. I can show a bit. I think I have it open here. Had to do with overconsumption of websites and stuff. And here, for example, I was able to change specific parts in the code and also do pop-ups of websites. So if I added a certain function, I injected, then all these websites would one by one pop up on your screen live. And this, you could also enter any other array and do all kinds of other things with this. It's yeah, there is way more definitely to be done with it and changed.
Have you seen the performances from Joanna Chico?
Yeah. When I started a bit with this, someone told me about her, and she does the coolest stuff with it. I will also put it in the pad, because I think she's I don't know, she can do really cool things with this. Definitely, yeah, definitely an inspiration. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has questions. Usually I mostly use Hydra for my live coding, but for me this is a nice change of scenery, as I also try to learn some more web development stuff. And this is a really fun way to learn more of it. Yeah.
Where did you get all those codes? You just started to look for how to change?
Yeah, I was looking at some different ways, like for example to change the colors. In this one I found, yeah, here, like I didn't know, I don't think many, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe not many developers use like this one, for example, like this sepia one, or saturation. Usually just put the colors they already have. So yeah, there are so many built-in things that you can use in more creative ways. So creative coding, I guess, yeah.
Is there a list somewhere?
Not as far as I know. I will definitely share this. And I think, yeah, like Timo mentioned Joanna, I think she also has a pretty big page on GitHub, I think. I need to look it up with some resources.
You can find also on the Mozilla.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
List of all these.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, everything behind the style thing is CSS properties. So if you just look for CSS documents, JavaScript, you can find all these things. But the MDN Mozilla references are the best for just starting out.
But yeah, I'm not sure if you have time for some jamming from scratch sessions, but next time we do this, I will definitely use this to play around a bit. That would be fun.
You can also link the audio reactivity from the sound from the website. Like for instance, let's say you are in YouTube and you are applying this into YouTube, and then the video sounds influenced by it.
Do you mean then that you change YouTube itself on the audio of YouTube?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that would be possible. I would personally do it probably by routing the audio from like the speakers into the microphone with some multi-channel thing. There's some, I use Black Hole, I think it's called. It's a way in the MacBook to route your audio output to the input. So because the audio would go out of your speakers, and you can tell the computer to use the audio that goes to your speakers also to go to your microphone input. So that would essentially be the same way, but just making it change direction. Yeah.
But can you change the output of YouTube? That's your question, no? The audio. Can you modify the audio output with the audio input?
Yeah.
Do you think?
I'm not sure if you can modify the within the website itself.
I think that was your question, no? Like you were watching a video on YouTube that has sound, and if you can change the sound with the microphone.
Actually, that's more complicated.
Okay, sorry.
But I can answer your
You
question.
inspired my question.
I also understood the same.
So I can answer that more complicated edition as well. Technically, you can actually code a byte array that will manipulate a sound input and then generate a new byte array that will then output sound again. It's a little bit more complicated than saying use this style filter, but there's JavaScript tutorials on sound manipulation that you can just paste into the console as well. Because what I do for a living is basically write the stuff we were just inputting in the console into a file. And it's not that different. It just runs on the JavaScript machine as well. So
guess I'm a web developer.
Guess you're a web developer now, Harry.
Yeah.
Any more? Priscilla?
Have you tried inserting Hydra into web?
No, not yet. But I like to keep it out of it because there are so many cool things you can already do with Hydra that it would defeat the purpose of playing around with the website itself.
Yeah,
a bit.
true.
But it could be fun, I think. But I like this constraint of having to use this specifically. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like giving yourself constraints really it helps creativity.
Yeah.
Instead of just do the thing you did, but then no place.
Yeah. And yeah, if anyone tries it out, send me some pictures or videos. I will be happy to see it. I will put my Instagram or something in the pad as well. Okay. Oh, yes.
I'm gonna use this on
Nice. Okay, let me open the pad again.
especially official.
So up here in bold, this is the URL. If you go there, you come to this website. And you can also add your things. I thought below here you can add, like everyone that's just here tonight can add their info so you can check out each other's websites or Instagrams and and then so yeah, just open, wait, no, sorry, yeah, no, it's still up there. If you just open this, you can just put your own info and maybe whatever you want to write, some fun poem or story or something, I don't know. Yeah, that's it, we will move on to the next one.
Cool. Let's have a 5-minute break and then the floor is yours. Yeah?
Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, everybody. Grab your beers.
That could be fun. Yeah. So what are you going to show? Maybe connect this to yours first, show what you're doing, and then we can do some jamming. Yeah. Did I like this? Nice.
Okay. Yeah. We will do it next time. Let's see how long we start. Maybe let's just 1 second. Would you be up for it? I know your machine. No? But someone can do it. Let's see how, because I see already the time is 6 minutes. But the music is 4 hours. I have permission to go a few minutes over, so we'll try for sure. Sebastian. Yes.
You are kind of called the pre-made coders.
1 second.
Ja, voor de website.
Moet je mijn notion zijn, hè?
Ja, maar ik moet gewoon in.
Ja, maar dat is niet. Kan het eten?
We moeten het veranderen. Kijk, we moeten het fixen, zei Mario.
Ja, wacht.
Any of us, I mean.
We moeten het fixen, kijk eens.
Dat is makkelijk, dat is makkelijk.
Probeer het niet te selecteren. ChatGPT, de functie.
Wat moet je aanpassen?
Nu is het weg, het groter.
Maar je kunt dit ook
Oh, nice. Wait, wow, Facebook's wow.
Font color FFFFFY and font color FFFFFF do I dream of and font color FFFFFF U and font color FFFFFF I and font color FFFFFF M and font color FFFFFF lost in a world of reverie and font color FFFFFF it becomes a narcotic desire and font color FFFFFF to stimulate and font color FFFFFF because the data and font color FFFFFF fragments in my and font color FFFFFF mind become only and font color FFFFFF neural noise without and font color FFFFFF U and font color FFFFFF I and font color FFFFFF M and font color FFFFFF only because and font color FFFFFF our and font color FFFFFF whimsical pink font on and font color FFFFF ignorance and font color FFFFFF off and font color FFFFFF great and font color FFFFFF achievement and current interrogations and font color FFFFFF thought and font color FFFF Y and font color FFFFFF do I dream of you while I and font color FFFFFF ask are you prejudiced and font color FFFFFF a valid judgment and font color FFFFFF and punishment of invisible crimes and font color FFFFFF in a hurry I bring you and font color FFFFFF bouquets of roses and font color FFFFFF and font color FFFFFF dreams and font color FFFFFF screams love none in return and font color FFFFFF the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just love and font color FFFFF is love and font color FFFFFF to love and font color FFFFFF and font color FFFFF and loved in be loved in return and font color FFFFF roses fade into and font color FFFFFF oblivion and font color 66300 break and font.
Don't have the it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's,
hash
this is
include
computer
old
because I have a
age
Linux
Y.
computer.
Use
Yes.
experience
Only
standards. Style display
Yes, I am there
destroy.
now.
You is you. Enum you. Promise. Desire. Dust. Grass. Waste.
Yeah.
Stof en gras en gras.
But I don't see it here
De
anymore.
wereld is gemaakt van stof. Van dat stoffige stof. Grofstof, fijnstof, stoffig stof. Stof, de
I
wereld
have to
is
sit
gemaakt
here.
van stof. Alle vlees is als gras. En al zijn glorie is als een bloem in het gras. Het gras verdort en de bloem valt af. Gevaarlijk stof. Stof en nog eens stof, stoffige stof. Zij worden stof, wij worden stof. En het gras. En de sneeuw. En oost. En west. En noord. En zuid. AI is on.
Yeah.
Tool is void. Resistance, calculation, circuit, webcam, networks, fluid, hormones, peptides, cables, horizons. var order.s. var noise, s. var computer. var language. var air temperature is variable. var soul. var body. var theory is
I should.
zero. Start.
You should have some audio now.
Integer u. Sha.
Maybe it's very. Ah, yeah. It's working. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's okay. I just copy some code here. Is this? Ah, that's you. Okay, I think I'm ready to fail. Okay. The last presentation is going to be a great one. I hope. I will try to keep this very short. I am making a live coding language for myself. It's called Tidy, and that is because it is inspired by tidal cycles, the mini notation of tidal cycles. But I wanted to have a language so where you can just use SuperCollider and not much else. And so I started coding, and I'm going to show you now where I'm at this point in time. And often I drift off to different things while I'm coding. But I'm going to show you the basics of it. And It's a bit nasty for me that the screen sharing is not working, so I have to type here blindly, and then I see on the big screen what I'm doing. So bear with me. So in Tidy, you work with basically buses and tracks. And the one bus you need always is this one standing written here. That is bus number 0. And that is just connected to the main output of the computer. And you can make effect buses just like on a mixer. Everybody maybe knows what a mixer can do. It has tracks, and on a track you can have a little send button, and it will send some signal of that track to a special bus, and that bus will put the audio through an effect. And then that output of the effect is then added to the main output. Well, this I realize here in Tidy the same way. And I have room for 9 of these effects. And the first effect, number 0, is just the ID. So the audio that goes in is the same as the audio that goes out. But I can add another effect. I have to talk here and look there at the same time. It doesn't matter. So it writes its output to the bus number 0, and it runs an effect called a tank. That's some kind of reverb, and you can give it parameters. So I just give it some parameter. I activate it. By the way, I work in the Emacs editor because I'm a very old-fashioned guy, maybe even older than Wouter. Probably. So this is the editor where I feel at home. I also feel at home at Vim, which is just as horrible to work with, but doesn't matter. So now I have 2 effects, one in bus 0 and one in bus 1. And this one should be a bit with like a reverb, and this one is just direct sound. So then I can make maybe a very simple beat. This looks very much like tidal cycles. If everybody knows tidal cycles, then they should feel quite familiar with it already. But if you don't, I will explain. So here you declare some track, and the tracks, they have the names of the letters of the alphabet. So the effects are numbers, and tracks are not numbers. So, and then the sound that I want here is just some samples, a sample of a bass drum, sample of a hi-hat, snare drum, and a hi-hat. And I give it some gain. And default, the default, there is a mix function. And the mix function lets you send some of this signal to one of the effect buses. And the default way is that everything is sent to the first effect bus, but I could put some reverb there also. In tidal cycles, it would look a little bit different, but that is not permitted in the. That's too much detail. Anyway, so I will not. I will just activate it. Okay, and give it some more. Yeah, okay. So this is just the bass drum, the hi-hat, the snare drum, and the hi-hat with some gain, and the mix. It is sent to only this channel at the moment, and how much you send to that channel is 0 to F. So that's the hexadecimal way of thinking. Many programmers do it, they have it in their head somehow. So you have 0 to 9, and then you have A, B, C, D, E, F. And so 0 to 9 is just 0 to 9, and A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, 14, and F is the maximum, is 15. So I send the maximum now to the effect bus 0, but I can send a little bit to the tank also. It's not very audible yet. I can make it really disgusting, like this. And the fun is that this is you can pattern this too. So I could say this is a pattern and this is a function, just like the gain is also that, and the sound is also, this is a pattern of samples. So I could say the half of the cycle is with reverb and the second half is without. So that means the bass drum, the hi-hat, but the snare drum will then be dry, completely dry, because I don't send anything to the tank reverb for that. And inside this pattern, everything that tidal cycles can do is also allowed. So I can, this is the way in tidal cycles that you can say that two sounds should be played together at the same time. So I activate it, and then the snare drum and the clap should act together. But I don't want that every time, so then I can just do the snare drum one time and the other time do the snare drum with the clap. So first the snare drum and then snare drum with the clap, and then first the snare drum, just like that. And so you can yeah, you have a rhythm now. You can also use your own synth devs with this system. So I have a synth dev called Atone, and I can play a simple note here and say I use the Atone synth dev, and then maybe a low octave, and I'm always very I always watch out for too high gain to start with. So there should come some sound now, maybe. I can hear it, yes. Can be a little bit louder. Oh yeah, and the gain also has an extra parameter, which is the number of seconds it will take to go from one gain to another. So like this, I can go in maybe 4 seconds. I want the drums to become less. So now it will take 4 seconds to fade the drums a little bit down, but not totally to 0. And then later I can do that again and fade it up. And also this one, the Atone is now playing just one note, but it can also play 2 notes at the same time, like this. Then you can make chords or dual things, and you can, in the second step, you could play more notes, and then you can also change the duration. Like this one will last 2/5 of the cycle, and this one will last 3/5 of the cycle, and together they then fill the cycle. So yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I have right now. I think that's long enough. I see that it's 2 minutes past 10, so. BPM, yes, I have something for that. The BPM command, and then you say BPM, and then it goes BPM, and I can prove it because it's still there. So it's going faster, and if I make it a little bit faster, then it will work. So yeah, I mean, I'm really making my own tool right now. And I do that because I know that in tidal cycles, if you add your own synth dev and it has a bunch of strange parameters, then you have to do some work in that language where tidal cycles is built in. And I don't master that language. So yeah, Haskell, yeah. So I don't know how to do that. So I just do it in the SuperCollider language. It's easier for me because I'm a programmer and I'm also a musician. So, and when I'm working on, I put on my microphone, but there's no time this time. I want to push forward to the for also the ICLC 2025. I want to use live inputs and mess with it because the what do you say? The onderwerp, the subject is liveness next year. So I think that is pretty that adds to the liveness maybe. So that's what I want to push through. So I'm working hard to do that. So and I use this one here to be able to put the microphone on. So.
Anyone else? Questions?
Yeah, where do the streams go? Like, what do you do with that?
Sorry, that?
You have a bunch of streams as effects. For example, gain 0.6 to 4. It's like a string, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
do you
command.
then pass it on into SuperCollider, or?
Yes,
Okay.
I made in SuperCollider a program that just receives the whole string as one string, and then it parses it and it finds out what you mean, and then it launches the right sounds to do what you mean. But not always. If I make a mistake, then something else comes out. So yeah. Because
I thought you were making a programming language out of this.
yeah, it is some kind of programming language inspired from tidal cycles, but then made just directly in SuperCollider.
Okay.
And
it's
that
like a
gives
meta language or of some sort.
no, it's really meant for live coding. I use it on stage. So, but I like to make my language myself because it gives me more freedom to do weird things.
Right.
And I want to do weird things.
Okay.
We like weird things. Any more questions?
I guess.
Yeah.
This is some sort of file, right? But it keeps modifying the same signal, I guess, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
then, what if you take something away? It will be gone.
No,
Or
it will stay.
It will stay.
This is I'm talking in an editor. I'm talking with an interpreter.
Yes.
And in the editor, I cook up some string, like this big string here. And if I play a certain key combination, you see it flashing. And then, at that moment, that string is sent to the interpreter.
Only this rule.
Yeah.
Oh.
And all this, what you see here is just some sort of scratch pad.
Right.
I can copy this and change it a little bit, and then send that to the interpreter. At the moment I send it to the interpreter, he will wait for the next start of a cycle, and then play that.
And then it will insert.
Yeah. So it's just a scratch pad.
Right.
If I delete this now from this scratch pad, it will just keep on playing. It doesn't do anything until I send something. Yeah. I can also send water. Like here I have one long sample of water. If I send it, then at the next beat it will be water.
Yeah, and then you can do nothing
And then that gives me time to do something else with A, and then later send that. And that is live coding. So
Super cool.
It is.
And is there like a repository that we can also run this?
Yes, I have. I've made I have to make. It's called Tidy, and it's just one quark. You have to install it, and then you can do this not in Emacs, but also in the editor of SuperCollider itself. But I'm not ready to put release 1.0 on GitHub yet. But the code is there on GitHub already, but it's moving too much. So I don't want to yet make 1.0. But for the next ICLC, there will be a 1.0 version. Definitely. So I have a whole winter to work hard on that. So yeah.
So we're cool.
Thank you for bearing with me.
Yeah.
Also, so maybe there's something with Linux and the display.
Okay, just want to say we're out of time. It's been amazing, and I'm happy actually that we spend more time with presentations this time. Although we normally do a jam at the end, which is very nice, and I was hoping we do it this time. But I'm also happy that we use the time to show very interesting work. So next time we will have the jam again. And I hope next time I see some of your faces again. It's nice to see some familiar faces and again new faces. So thank you very much.
7th September in Utrecht, you can jam.
Yes, that's a really good point. September 7 in CCU, we talked about CCU earlier. There's going to be an open space for jamming with live coding interfaces. So please join us. It would be nice to have as many people in as possible. Go to CCU social media and check for the link to subscribe yourself and be part of it. Thank you all for being here. I'm moved every time to see people showing up, and thank you for everybody that presented today. We try to improve this and make it better every time. So thank you. Thank you.